At her sister's baby shower, my wife confided, "I should have had kids with someone more successful." I stayed silent. Later, when her sister accidentally forwarded my wife's voice messages about. The thing about roasting coffee beans is you have to listen. Really listen. There's this exact moment, we call it first crack, when the beans release their moisture and start transforming into something worth waking up for. I was standing over my drum roaster at 5 a.m. this morning, same as every morning for the past 4 years, listening for that perfect pop. My name's Don, and I run a small specialty coffee roasting operation out of a converted warehouse. Not exactly Fortune 500 material, but I love what I do. Every batch is different. Ethiopian Yirgacheffe needs a lighter touch. Colombian geisha wants to dance at higher temps. You can't force it. You have to respect the process. That philosophy used to work for my marriage too. I met Jasmine 3 years ago at the farmer's market. I was sampling my latest single origin blend when this woman in designer heels clicked up to my booth. "Interesting," she said, taking a sip. "Notes of honeysuckle and stone fruit. You roast this yourself?" She was magnetic. High-end event stylist with a client list that read like a who's who of the city's elite. Within 6 months, we were married. Her polished world and my artisanal one seemed to complement each other perfectly. She'd bring clients to the roastery for authentic urban experiences. I'd supply coffee for her events. We were the power couple nobody saw coming. Lately though, there's been static in the frequency. "Don, we need to talk about the Morrison property," she said last month over dinner. The Morrison property was a $1.2 million house in the hills. My clients expect a certain presentation. Living in a loft above your roastery doesn't exactly scream success. The loft is paid off, I reminded her. The business is thriving. We're doing fine. She stabbed at her salad. Fine isn't enough anymore. Fast forward to tonight. Her sister Sisela's baby shower. Jasmine planned the whole thing, pastel balloons, elaborate floral arrangements, custom cookies shaped like tiny rattles. Sisela works as a child life specialist at the hospital, helping sick kids cope with treatment. Sweet girl, always nervous around her older sister. I was refilling the coffee station, my one contribution, apparently, when I heard it. Jasmine was standing with her cousin near the dessert table. They thought they were being quiet. "Look at this setup," her cousin whispered. "You really outdid yourself." "I should be planning my own baby shower," Jasmine replied. Her voice had this edge I'd never heard before. "I should have had kids with someone more successful." The words hit like cold water during extraction, shocking and clarifying all at once. Her cousin made some sympathetic noise. "Don seems sweet though." "Sweet doesn't pay for private school." I stood there holding a bag of my best Guatemalan blend, the one that won 3 regional awards, listening to my wife casually dissect our marriage like she was reviewing a disappointing vendor. My first instinct was to confront her. Make a scene. But I've learned something from roasting: heat applied too quickly just burns everything. So I smiled. Poured coffee. Complimented Sisela on the baby name she'd picked. Kissed Jasmine on the cheek when she asked me to grab more ice from the car. I played the devoted husband while poison worked its way through my system. The drive home was silent. Jasmine scrolled through her phone, occasionally showing me photos from the shower. "Didn't Sisela look radiant?" she asked. "Beautiful," I agreed, eyes on the road. "Sterling's going to be such a good father. Did you know he just got promoted? VP of Operations. Good for him." She sighed and went back to her phone. The casual cruelty of that sigh, like I was a disappointing purchase she couldn't return. We got home around 10 p.m. Jasmine went straight to shower off the day. I sat in my office, staring at profit margins that apparently weren't impressive enough. That's when my phone exploded. 7 notifications from Sisela. Then 3 more. Then a call I didn't answer. The texts were frantic. "Oh God, Don. Please don't open those. I'm so sorry. It was an accident. Please just delete them. I'll explain everything. Jasmine will destroy me." My finger hovered over the voice message icon. 3 files sat there waiting. Whatever Sisela had accidentally sent was important enough to send her into full panic mode. I grabbed my headphones and stepped out onto the fire escape. The fire escape was my thinking spot. 3 stories up, overlooking the alley behind the roastery. I could see the city lights spreading out like spilled beans across a sorting table. The metal was cold through my jeans. Good. I needed cold. I plugged in my headphones and tapped the first voice note. Jasmine's laugh filled my ears. Not her polite client laugh or her social media laugh. This was different. Meaner. I swear to God, Sisela, sometimes I watch him measuring his little coffee beans and I want to scream. He actually thinks I give a S-word about extraction ratios. Like, congratulations babe, you made hot brown water. Where's my Range Rover? Sisela's voice, uncomfortable. Jasmine, that's harsh. Don's business is doing well. Doing well for a coffee shop. Not doing well for the life I deserve. You know what Theo drives? A Porsche. A F-wording Porsche, Sisela. My stomach turned. Theo? Who the hell was Theo? Second voice note. Been seeing him for 8 months now. Jasmine's voice was breathless, excited. He manages portfolios for Morrison Investments. We met at the Clearwater Industries gala I planned. God, the chemistry was instant. He gets it, you know? He understands ambition. Jasmine, you're married. To a man who thinks success is selling bags of coffee to hipsters. Theo takes me to actual restaurants, not food trucks. He has a house in Marin. A real house. What about Don? What about him? He's infrastructure at this point. His credit's tied to mine. His name's on the business loans I needed. I can't just leave. Not yet. 8 months. I did the math. Our anniversary dinner when she seemed distracted. The weekend conferences that ran late. The new lingerie I never saw her wear. Third voice note. This one was longer. 15 minutes. I almost stopped listening halfway through but forced myself to consume every poisonous word. Moving money slowly, Jasmine explained. Small amounts. Nothing traceable. I opened an account at a different bank. Told them I'm saving for a surprise for Don. The irony, right? How much? About 40,000 so far. Cash from events I didn't report. Funds from our joint that I say went to vendors. Don doesn't check. He trusts me to handle the finances since he's, quote, not a numbers guy. This is fraud, Jasmine. It's strategic planning. Theo calls Don my option A. Stable, boring, necessary for now. Theo's option B. The upgrade. Once he commits, really commits, I file. I'll claim emotional neglect. Say Don was so obsessed with his business he ignored our marriage. Half of everything plus alimony. That's evil. That's survival. You think I want to be 40 and still pretending organic fair trade whatever matters? I want kids, Sisela. Kids who go to private school. Vacations that aren't camping. A life that looks like something. There was shuffling, then Sisela's voice, closer to the phone. I have to go. Sterling's waiting. Think about what I said about the investment opportunity. Theo could get Sterling in on. The recording cut off. I sat there listening to my heartbeat compete with distant sirens. $40,000. 8 months of adultery. Option F wording A. I went back inside. Jasmine was in bed, scrolling through Instagram. You okay, babe? You were out there a while. Just needed air. She patted the bed beside her. Come look. The shower photos are getting so many likes. I lay down next to my wife and watched her double tap pictures of her sister's happiness while planning to destroy mine. Her engagement ring, the one I'd saved 6 months for, caught the light from her phone screen. I'm thinking we should do something special next month, she said. Maybe a weekend trip? There's this resort in Calistoga my client mentioned. She didn't even flinch at the slip. Sounds expensive, I said. She turned, kissed my shoulder. You're worth it. The lie came so easily I wondered how many others I'd swallowed without tasting them. After she fell asleep, I crept back to my office and opened my laptop. Started screenshotting everything. Bank statements. Credit card records. Her business calendar. Then I picked up my phone and scrolled through my contacts. Ramon Gutierrez. Former FBI, now private sector. Helped a friend track down an embezzling partner last year. He owed me a favor after I kept his coffee shop supplied during his divorce. I typed, I need your particular set of skills. Tonight. He responded immediately, on my way. Ramon showed up at 1 a.m. with a laptop bag and the kind of expression that said he'd seen this movie before. I let him in through the roastery's back entrance, away from the security cameras Jasmine had insisted we install. Coffee? I offered. You already know the answer. He set up at my cupping table, pushing aside sample cups and scoring sheets. Tell me everything. I played him the voice notes. Watched his jaw tighten with each revelation. Ramon had been through his own divorce aftermath, found out his ex had been funneling money to her personal trainer/boyfriend for 2 years, $40,000, he whistled low. That's grand larceny territory. You got bank access? Joint accounts only. She handles most of the finances. Most cheaters aren't as smart as they think. He cracked his knuckles. Let's see what Jasmine's been up to. We started with the basics. Bank statements going back 18 months. Ramon had some program that analyzed spending patterns, flagged anomalies. Within an hour, we'd found it. There, he pointed at the screen. Withdrawals every 2 weeks. Always just under the reporting limit. Always on days you were at trade shows or roasting competitions. The pattern was obvious once you saw it. $2,400 here. $1,800 there. Cash withdrawals marked as event vendor payments but no corresponding invoices in her business records. That's just what she took in cash, Ramon muttered. Let's check the business accounts. This was worse. Jasmine had been running personal expenses through her company, then writing them off against my roastery. Dinners at places I'd never been. Hotel charges on days she was supposedly at her sister's. A Tiffany purchase labeled client gift. Funny how I'd never seen any jewelry. Hold up. Ramon pulled up her email. Don't ask me how. The man had skills that walk the legal line. She's got a draft folder. Classic cheater move. Write emails, never send them, other person logs in to read. The drafts between her and Theo read like a bad romance novel mixed with a business proposal. Plans for after the divorce. How to maximize her settlement. Tips on hiding assets. And photos. So many photos. Them at restaurants. At hotels. One of her wearing the lingerie I'd wondered about. Jesus, Don. I'm sorry. Keep going. We found her hidden account at 3 a.m. Union Credit Bank, opened 9 months ago. Current balance, $47,832. Regular deposits that match the cash withdrawals from our joint account plus some wire transfers from untraceable sources. She's been skimming her event payments, Ramon explained. Client pays full amount, she reports 70% to the IRS, pockets the rest. That's tax fraud on top of everything else. By 4 a.m., we'd built a timeline. Every lie mapped out in transaction histories and metadata. There's something else, Ramon said, pulling up a LinkedIn profile. This Theo guy. Theo Brennan. Portfolio manager at Morrison Investments. Penn State MBA. And according to his social media, engaged until 6 months ago. Check the timing, Ramon pointed. His engagement ended 2 months after he met Jasmine. She broke up an engagement? Or he did. For her. Ramon pulled up more emails. Look at this. She's been coaching him on what to tell his firm about the breakup. Making sure he looks stable for his promotion review. The manipulation was surgical. Jasmine had orchestrated everything like one of her events. Every detail planned, every contingency covered. Except she didn't plan on Sisela's fat fingers, Ramon said. What are you going to do? I stared at the evidence. Screenshots, spreadsheets, transaction histories. Can you make this bulletproof? Package it all up? Give me 2 hours. I'll make it prettier than a federal indictment. The sun was coming up when Ramon finished. Everything compiled into folders. Financial fraud. Tax evasion. Adultery documentation. Even a PowerPoint with timelines and charts. Ramon had a flair for presentation. You could destroy her with this, he said. Maybe. Or maybe I do something better. Ramon raised an eyebrow. When's the next time someone hands you the complete playbook of their betrayal? I asked. She thinks I'm option A stable. Boring. Predictable. So option A just became option annihilate. I picked up my phone and checked Jasmine's calendar. Monday, 2 p.m., meeting at Paulson & Associates. I recognized the name. Paulson & Associates was the most aggressive divorce firm in the city. She was planning to file first. Monday. 3 days from now. Friday morning, 8 a.m. I sat in my attorney's office, not Paulson & Associates, but Reeves Legal, the firm that handled my roastery contracts. Patricia Reeves looked at the evidence folder like it might bite her. This is comprehensive, she said. When did you compile all this? Last 2 nights. Can we file today? Don, filing first gives us massive advantage. With this evidence? She won't get alimony. The fraud alone. She flipped through Ramon's report. The house deed has a fraud clause in your prenup? I'd forgotten about the prenup. Jasmine had insisted on it, actually. Said it protected both our businesses. The irony was beautiful. Fraud, adultery, or criminal conviction voids the joint property agreement, Patricia Reed. The house reverts to whoever made the down payment. That was you? My grandmother's inheritance. $60,000. Then we can file an emergency transfer today. By Monday, when she tries to file, she'll be filing for assets she no longer has claim to. We spent 3 hours preparing documents. Filing for divorce on grounds of adultery and fraud. Freezing joint accounts. Transferring the house deed. Then came the creative part. I want to set up a trust, I said. Irrevocable. For Sisela's baby. Patricia looked confused. Your sister-in-law's child? Take the $47,000 from Jasmine's hidden account once it's seized. Put it in trust for the kid. College fund. That's generous. Jasmine always said she wanted to provide for family. Next stop, Morrison Investments. I didn't go inside. Instead, I called their HR department from the parking lot. I need to report an ethics violation concerning Theo Brennan, I said. I have documentation of him conducting an affair with a vendor's married spouse, which represents a conflict of interest. They took my information. Said they'd investigate. I sent them the email evidence, just enough to show Theo was using company resources to coordinate with Jasmine. Morrison had a strict morality clause. They'd survived too many scandals to tolerate another. Saturday morning, I drove to Sisela's house. Sterling answered the door, their golden retriever dancing around his legs. Don? Everything okay? I need to talk to both of you. Sisela looked terrified when she saw me. Started apologizing again about the voice notes. Stop, I said gently. You did me a favor. But I need your help with something. I explained about the Sunday brunch. Told them to act normal. Said I had something important to share with the family. Are you going to hurt her? Sisela asked quietly. No. I'm going to give her exactly what she planned for me. Sterling, who'd been reading through some of the evidence, looked up. This is federal crime level stuff. Which is why I need you both there. Witnesses. They agreed. Sisela was crying. Not for Jasmine, she said, but for what was about to happen to the family. Saturday night, I set up the roastery's private tasting room. 12 chairs around the communal table. Projection screen I used for coffee education. Uploaded my presentation. Ramon had really outdone himself with the graphics. The playlist was subtle. Songs about lies, betrayal, revelation. Jasmine wouldn't notice, she never paid attention to lyrics. I practiced my speech in the mirror. Calm. Measured. Devastating. Thank you all for coming. Family is everything, which is why truth matters. No. Too preachy. Before we celebrate new beginnings, we need to address some endings. Better. Sunday morning arrived gray and drizzling. Perfect weather for revelations. Jasmine woke up cheerful, excited about the brunch. This is sweet of you, she said, fixing her makeup. Sisela needs support right now. Sterling's been working so much. Family's important, I agreed. She kissed me. Tasted like mint and deception. Maybe we should start trying. For kids, I mean. I've been thinking about our future. Our future. The one she'd been planning to destroy tomorrow. That's a big conversation, I said. We'll talk after brunch. She grabbed her purse. Oh, I invited my cousin Priya. You remember, from the shower? She's been going through some stuff. Priya. The one Jasmine had whispered her disappointments to. The more the merrier. We drove separately. I needed to set up the coffee service, I said. Really, I needed 5 minutes alone to keep from spontaneously combusting. Jasmine arrived at noon sharp, radiant in a sundress that probably cost more than most people's rent. She kissed my cheek as she passed. Thanks for organizing this, babe. Family is everything, right? The roastery's tasting room filled up quickly. Sisela and Sterling arrived first, Sisela clutching her husband's arm like an anchor. Her eyes kept darting between me and Jasmine, waiting for the explosion. Priya came next, all air kisses and sympathetic touches for Sisela's growing belly. A few other cousins. Jasmine's aunt who always commented on everyone's weight. I'd set up a coffee bar with my best offerings. Ethiopian natural process. Colombian geisha. The Guatemala that won awards. Everyone helped themselves while making small talk about the rain, the pregnancy, anything but the tension Sisela was radiating. This is lovely, Don, Jasmine announced, surveying the spread of pastries from the bakery down the street. See what happens when you apply yourself to hospitality? The condescension slid right off her tongue. Sterling's jaw clenched. We ate. We chatted. Jasmine held court, telling stories about her latest event, a pharmaceutical executive's retirement party with a Great Gatsby theme. She was in her element, commanding the room's attention. I watched her perform and wondered if I'd ever seen the real version. Around 1 p.m., I stood up, tapped my coffee cup with a spoon. Before everyone leaves, I wanted to share something. Jasmine beamed. Is this a toast? To Sisela and the baby? To family, I said. To honesty. To the truth about the people we trust most. Something in my tone made her smile falter. Just a flicker. I picked up my phone, connected it to the speaker system. Sisela sent me something interesting the other night. By accident, actually. But I think everyone should hear it. Sisela made a sound. Sterling put his hand on her shoulder. Don, Jasmine started, but I'd already hit play. Her voice filled the room. I swear to God, Sisela, sometimes I watch him measuring his little coffee beans and I want to scream. The color drained from her face like milk through a paper filter. He actually thinks I give a S-word about extraction ratios. Like, congratulations babe, you made hot brown water. Where's my Range Rover? Priya's mouth fell open. The aunt stopped mid-bite of her croissant. I let it play. Every cruel word. Every casual admission. The room was silent except for Jasmine's recorded voice explaining how I was infrastructure and option A. When she got to the part about Theo, about 8 months of betrayal, one of the cousins gasped. Turn it off, Jasmine said quietly. We're just getting started. I pulled up the projection screen, clicked to the first slide. Financial fraud, a timeline. The screenshots appeared. Bank statements. Withdrawals. The hidden account. Ramon's charts breaking down exactly how much she'd stolen and when. $47,000, I said conversationally. Taken from our joint accounts, my business, and undeclared income. That's grand larceny in this state. You hacked my accounts. Jasmine stood up, knocking her chair back. Actually, you gave me access to everything when we got married. Remember? Joint finances. Full transparency. Your words. The next slide. Tax evasion documentation. Her business records. The skimmed payments. The personal expenses written off as business costs. The IRS will be very interested in this, I continued. Priya, didn't you say your husband works for the state tax board? Priya nodded mutely, staring at Jasmine like she'd never seen her before. This is insane. Jasmine's voice was rising. You're humiliating me over some stupid voice notes? Sisela was drunk, we were joking. Were you joking in these emails to Theo? Next slide. Their draft folder exchanges appeared. Or in these photos? The hotel pictures. Her in the lingerie. Kissing him at a restaurant. Stop. She was crying now, but not pretty tears. Angry ones. Just stop. Why? You didn't stop. 8 months, you didn't stop. Because you're boring. She screamed it. The mask finally slipped completely. You're satisfied with nothing. This she gestured wildly at the roastery, this is your big dream? Coffee? While everyone else is building empires? So you decided to steal one instead. I clicked to the final slide of this section. Divorce filing, Reeves Legal vs. Paulson and Associates. The documents appeared. Mine, filed Friday. Hers, scheduled for tomorrow. You were going to ambush me Monday. Claim emotional neglect. Take half of everything plus alimony. She lunged for my phone then, trying to grab it, destroy the evidence. I stepped back calmly. There's more. More? Jasmine's voice cracked. What more could you possibly? Theo was fired Friday. The words landed like a sledgehammer. She actually staggered. That's impossible. He has the Clearwater portfolio. He's up for senior management. Was. I pulled up my phone, showed her the email from Morrison Investments HR department, thanking me for bringing the ethics violation to their attention. Turns out they don't appreciate employees using company resources to coordinate affairs with vendor spouses. Conflict of interest. Immediate termination. She sank into her chair. The room was so quiet I could hear the espresso machine's pressure valve releasing in the next room. Your business loans, I continued, keeping my voice steady. The ones you personally guaranteed? Without my income attached, you don't qualify. Banks will be calling them in within 30 days. You vindictive. I'm not done. I clicked to a new slide. The baby trust fund. The documents appeared. Irrevocable trust. Beneficiary, Baby Chen, Sisela's married name. Amount, $47,832. Every penny you stole is going to your sister's baby. You wanted to provide for family? Congratulations. You did. Sisela was sobbing quietly. Sterling had his arm around her, staring at me with something between horror and admiration. The house, I said. Remember our prenup? The one you insisted on? Fraud voids the joint property agreement. I filed the transfer Friday. It's in my name only. That's my house too. Was. Now it's just mine. Like the $40,000 in equity you were planning to cash out in the divorce. Priya had her phone out, recording. I didn't stop her. Let Jasmine's entire social circle see who she really was. You can't do this. Jasmine's perfectly styled hair was coming undone. Mascara streaked her cheeks. I'll fight it. I'll get lawyers. With what money? Your accounts are frozen pending the fraud investigation. Your business is about to collapse when your clients find out you've been skimming their payments. And Theo? Your option B? He's looking at his own legal troubles for the insider trading tips you two discussed in those emails. That was a bluff, but she didn't know that. Her face went white. The aunt finally spoke up. Jasmine, how could you? Don't. Jasmine turned on her family. Don't you dare judge me. You all wanted me to marry better too. You all whispered about Don's little coffee shop. We never told you to steal, Priya said quietly. Or cheat. I was trying to build something better. You were trying to steal something better, I corrected. There's a difference. Sterling stood up. Sisela, we're leaving. Wait. I pulled out an envelope, handed it to them. The trust fund paperwork. For the baby. Sisela hugged me, whispering I'm sorry over and over. I told her it wasn't her fault. Her fumbled phone saved me from a worse ambush. One by one, the family filed out. Priya paused at the door, looked back at Jasmine. The voice notes are already online. Someone grabbed my video and posted it. It's everywhere. Jasmine's phone started buzzing. Then pinging. Then ringing. She looked at it with growing horror. My clients are seeing who you really are. I started cleaning up coffee cups. You have 72 hours to collect your things from the house. Only your personal belongings. The furniture stays. She stood there in her expensive sundress, in my roastery that she'd always been embarrassed by, watching her carefully constructed life collapse in real time. You planned all this in 3 days? You planned yours for 8 months. I'm just more efficient. I loved you once, she said. No. You loved the idea of what you could turn me into. There's a difference. She left without another word. I heard her car peel out of the parking lot. 3 months later. The roastery is thriving. Turns out, the viral video of Jasmine's meltdown brought in curious customers who became regulars. I expanded into the space next door, added a full coffee bar. Jasmine works at a department store now. Her business dissolved after the tax investigation started. Last I heard, she was living with her aunt. Theo fled to Boston to avoid the scandal. His career in finance is over. Sisela had her baby last week. A girl. They named her Aurora, after the dawn. The trust fund is already earning interest. I'm dating again. Nothing serious. The woman I'm seeing appreciates coffee, doesn't care about Range Rovers, and thinks success means being happy with what you build yourself. This morning, I was training a new roaster when he asked about the first crack, that moment when everything changes. I told him to listen carefully. You can't force it. You can't rush it. But when it happens, you have to be ready. Real success isn't about money or status. It's about knowing your worth before someone tries to convince you otherwise. And sometimes, it's about serving the perfect roast to someone who tried to burn you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.